Alright, EOG Review Part 2, the short version. This time, we are only going to go over 16 through 22. There is a method to my madness. But this week, the whole entire thing is going to be just EOG Review. Still should take about 2 hours, if you include watching the video for help. Anyhow, number 16. It says, what is the value of the expression below after it is fully simplified? I should make sure I remember this part is calculator active. That is why the first video ran so long. It is because the second video, you are allowed to use a calculator to help you. So, with that said, I've got my calculator ready to go. Alright. So, for starters, we've got number 16. We are trying to solve that. First of all, you need to know what to do first. This is going to be order of operations. We were really digging into this right when, well, this whole, stay home thing started. Anyhow, first thing we're going to do is my parentheses. All of my parentheses first. You don't really need your calculator for that part. 5 minus 3, that's going to be 2. 6 minus 2, that's going to be 4. And we've still got the 14 squared over here. Step 2 is going to be your exponents, all of those little tiny 2's in the corner. Some calculators have that little button right here, x to the second power. That's going to square your number. If you don't have a calculator that has that, then all you really have to do, 14 squared is the same as 14 times 14. 2 squared is the same as 2 times 2, and 4 squared is the same as 4 times 4. That little 2 is telling you how many times the number is multiplied by itself. So, 14 squared, that one I'm going to want to use a calculator for, because that will be a large number. 196. And this is the second step, so I'll use a different color pen. 196 minus 2 squared, I don't need a calculator for that, that's 4. Plus 4 squared, don't need a calculator for that either, 4 times 4 is 16. Now for the part some of you made a mistake on, some of you did addition first. No. We did, in PEMDAS, I made you all write PEMDAS, but when we were done, I made you do this. I told you to draw an arrow under MD and AS. Why? That's because you do whatever comes first, looking from left to right for those two operations. You don't automatically do addition, not if when you read it from left to right, you see subtraction coming first. The first thing you're supposed to do here is you are supposed to do 96 minus 4. Or 196 minus 4, excuse me. That gets you 192 plus 16, which changes this just a tiny bit to be 208. Okay? If you were doing this problem and you got 176, this is where you messed up. You accidentally did your addition before subtraction. Just letting you know. Number 17 gives you an equation. You can honestly skip all of this if you are careful enough and at least take in D is the number of miles and R is the speed of miles per hour. Then it says the average speed was 50 miles per hour. Cool, that's what R is. And then it says how long did it take for them to go 240 miles. So now you just plug those two numbers in for this equation. So this is substitution. We are doing 0.5 plus D, which is 240, over R, which is 50. Then you just have to solve it. Step 1, 240 divided by 50. That's going to give me 4.8 plus 0.5. Plus 0.5. Gives me 5.3. So that's how long it's going to take this trip. It will take 5.3 hours. Moving on. Number 18. Number 18, another statistics problem. This one was asking for the median of a number of home runs. Now, I love statistics, but I will say sometimes it can be a little tedious. It's all easy, but sometimes it's a bit tedious. For median, for example, you have to put the numbers in order from least to greatest before you can even start. So for this, it's going to take you a minute, but you're going to rewrite all of these in order from least to greatest. Going from left to right is best. So we've got 36 is the smallest. Then we have 39. Then, looks like 40, or 44. Then we've got 48, followed by, looks like 2 50s. Then we have a 54, followed by a 55. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 numbers. Then you find the middle. The easiest way to do that is to cross out the smallest and biggest number. And you do that over and over. But if you have two numbers in the middle, you have to figure out what would be right smack dab in the middle of there. Now, if we had only one number in the middle, that'd be easy. We would just pick it. For this, we have to pick a number that is between 48 and 50. Lucky for us, 48 and 50, it's pretty easy to figure out what number is between there. 49. Now, if those numbers were further apart, the more technical way that you are supposed to actually solve this is you are supposed to add those numbers together and then divide by 2. That's finding the mean, or finding the average of the two numbers. Just to prove it works, 48 plus 50 divided by 2 does still give you 49. Alright, number 19. Trin has a 3.5 foot long piece of ribbon that she plans to cut into pieces to make bookmarks. Each bookmark will be 1/4 of a foot long. How many bookmarks can Trin make? For this, we're just doing a division problem. This problem is going to boil down to 3.5 divided by 1/4. Now, first of all, you're going to need to change this into a mixed number, or improper fraction, excuse me. So for starters, 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1, 7. So this is going to already change to be 7 over 2 divided by 1/4. Then we're going to do something that you have heard me say time and time again. Keep, change, flip. And we're going to change this, keep the first fraction the same, change to multiplication, and flip the second fraction. Now you just multiply straight across. You're going to do 7 times 4. That's going to give you 28. And 2 times 1 to get 2. Simplify. 28 divided by 2 gives me 14. Number 19, the answer should be 14. For number 20, yeah, there we go, made it up to the top. 10 of the students in Mr. Kim's art class used watercolors for their paintings, which was 40% of all the students in their class. I can see where this problem is going already. This is a percent problem. So we're going to need that time-old classic is over of equals percent over 100. That's floating around in your notes somewhere. Or part over total equals a percent of 100. Now, they did give us some information for this. They said 40% is the part, the 10 students who use watercolors. So we have those two pieces of information. So let's plug them in. We have 10 students out of we don't know how many, and that is 40% of the class. To solve this, as with all the other problems that are set up looking like this, you will cross multiply 10 times 100, that gives you 1,000, divided by whatever has not been used. We use this, can't use that. We have to divide by 40. 1,000, that's just about enough zeros. I thought I hit too many. Divided by 40. 25. There are 25 total students in this class. For number 21. Number 21, it looks like a simple counting problem. It says, what is the area of the gray triangle shown below? Now, the way they have this set up, I suppose that you could, in theory, count all of these squares if you were careful enough about the halves. Or, you can just see that this triangle has a base, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a height, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you remember that area is just base times height divided by 2. 6 times 6, 36, divided by 2, 18. A lot quicker than counting. And the last problem that we will try today, number 22, or I should say the last problem we will try this week, four friends tried to rewrite the expression 24 plus 40 using the distributive property. Who wrote the correct expression? Was it Anna, Mila, Lara, or Ryder? Well, to rewrite something using the distributive property, we have done this one as well. It's a very short list of things we haven't done in class. For this, step number 1, you really should try to find the greatest common factor between 24 and 40. That is the biggest number you can divide 24 by and the biggest number you can divide 40 by that they have in common. Given my answer choices, it looks like I'm either down to 4 or 8. 24 divided by 8 works and 40 divided by 8 works, so Mila and Lara are probably out. It's just not going to work. Then, you take your GCF and put it outside of your parentheses. And then you say, alright, what was 24 divided by 8? 3. And what was 40 divided by 8? 5. And that's all there is to rewriting with distributive property. And it looks like Ryder is the person who got this problem correct for number 22. And you can kind of see a little preview of the next thing we're going to do, but I'm not going to do it. Haha. This is it for this week. We're not going to do any more. And yeah, if you need any more explanation or any more help with any of these problems that this video didn't help, again, I'm on Zoom every day, same time. Meeting and everything is up here on Canvas, so you can find it. And I'm going to go. Bye-bye.